not everybody can come to the top with you on your journey to achieve your true potential and to fulfill the role that you know you can play in life. Okay? The destiny that God has already kind of bestowed upon you, right? So not everyone is going to be able to come with you where from where you are right now, in the circumstances you're in right now. Not everyone in your life is going to be there when you turn into that person who actually deserves and is accomplishing your goals. Okay? So I'll tell you a little story about when I was working in person at one of the biggest academies in the world, one of the most famous ones in the world. Okay. And I was making about 5 to 10K per month in person. This is when I was first starting to get more clients in person, start doing more lessons, etc. Right. Now, at the time, I just started making like some decent money. Right. At the time, I was, about 20 years old, I believe, 19, 20 years old, something like that. And I'm the type of person where I want to help others. I want to support others. I want to support and lift up the people around me. So I did certain things, right? Like, for example, one of my college buddies who lived with me in college, I said, look, if you want to come down, right, and you want to work for me and help me out with certain things, I would be able to house you here for free and basically invest into you and help you out on your journey with your goals, etc., and help you build some stuff from the ground up, right? Now, the lesson there is you have to know, right? For me, let's take it back. So I was making around 5 to 10K per month in person, making a little bit more money. And now I'm like, okay, I want to, be able to help the people around me to do a little bit better, right? So I figured, okay, one of my best friends, let's get him down here, have him help me with my stuff and help him with his own stuff as well. And I can help him, actually make something out of himself with all of his stuff. And I don't regret trying that, and I don't regret that mentality because I believe that you have to take chances and you have to believe in people. I think that's really important if you want to be great, especially as a good coach. Okay. However, not everybody is going to be able to rise to that next level like you. Not everyone is going to have that ambition to want to take it to the next level. Not everyone is going to have the ambition to work hard during the day and work hard during the night. Not everyone has that ambition. Okay. Not everyone is going to be willing to do certain tasks for free with no ask, with no expectation of return, but knowing that I got to pay my dues. I got to first be the person who deserves this and make sure I can actually do this stuff, right? Then from there, now, now maybe I'll get paid for something. You know what I'm saying? And I learned firsthand that be slow to hire, be fast to fire. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you take it slow when you're building responsibilities with people you're working with. But then once you know the first time you're really thinking about, okay, I should fire this person, just do it immediately. Don't delay. Just do it literally immediately. Okay. And looking back, it's like I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to help other people come up with me, right? But there were some situations that occurred, right? I won't go into all the details, but betrayal, betrayal, and not being able to handle responsibilities and not being able to trust you to actually accomplish shit, right? If I can't trust you to accomplish shit, I can't trust you to do shit, right? So it was one of those things where literally every single night I would write down exactly what the action items are that the person needs to accomplish, and I would spell everything out to a T. And then you can tell people and how they operate by certain things, right? Like, for example, are you, if you face a problem, if you encounter a problem, what courses of action do you take? Do you even take a course of action? Are you even attempting to solve the problem? Or do you just come the next day and say, hey, I tried this. I tried this one time. It didn't work. So what do I do now? That's the mindset of someone who's going to be a broke boy and someone who's going to be working, okay, a normal 9 to 5 job for the rest of your life. And you're going to be capped out at growth because you're not willing to put in more than the bare minimum. So you're going to be a bum. Okay. So the lesson that I'm talking about and kind of the story that I'm breaking down right now is I was at about 5 to 10K per month, 7K, 8K, 9K, 10K, 11K, like around that range, right? Just kind of starting to sign up more clients. All right. Now, like this is like month one. This is like month 1.5 to whatever. Okay. And um yeah, like once I started signing more clients, it was like, okay, I gotta really be focused on this. And I knew that there's a reason why I'm not making more money than I am right now, right? I'm making 5 to 10K. This is, back then, whatever, 2, 3 years ago. It's like 3 years ago at this point. And it's like, well, I knew that everything in the world, there's a rhyme and a reason. If you're not making more money, it's because you don't deserve to make more money. If you deserved it, you would have it. If you had what it took, you would already have it. So there's something missing. There's something missing that you're not getting right now, or you would already be making 20K a month, 30K a month, 40K a month, whatever, right? So I was like, okay, I have to raise my standards. I was like, I don't care if they're my friend, I don't care who the fuck they are. I made a decision that I'm not going to let anybody stand in my way to achieve the dreams and success that I know I deserve and that I'm living my life to pursue and go after. And I made a decision. Am I going to let this person hold me back? And the answer is no. So I had to make a tough decision to cut that person off, right? And there's a lot of things I did to invest in that person, take them on trips with me, right? Um, you know, invest into some of their own goals, helping them with their own stuff that people pay me to help them with, but helping them for free because I believed in that person, right? But you also have to know that with anything, and this is the lesson I learned, is like you can't believe in something more than that person believes in it. So it's like if you go to like some coach or whatever and they don't really have any confidence about their coaching ability or whatever, it's like, well, you might be nervous to work with them because like they're not even confident at what they do, right? They don't even believe in it. So why would you believe in it, right? It would make no sense. So it got to a point where it was like, I can't tolerate this shit. I'm not going to tolerate mediocrity because I live and breathe this. And if you're living and breathing it, you're not going to tolerate bullshit. If you're not living and breathing it, you might tolerate some shit. So that first step is make that change. Make that change. And then realize, look, you can't tolerate that if you want to get to the next level. If you're okay with where you're at, doesn't matter. But if you want to get to that next level, break through to that next UTR, break through to that next income level, and you're not seeing how you can raise your standards, you're going to be stuck. So I made that decision for myself. Now back to the story that I was like, look, I am not going to accept this. I would rather cut this off and have to start back up with like building a team from the ground up and just do things all on my own. And you have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to take one step back to go 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward, 10 steps forward, right? But your surroundings are extremely important. Proximity is crucial. So it's like you got to vet that, vet your proximity, weed out the weak people in your life because your surroundings will bleed into your life. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to be way more friction if you don't understand that if I surround myself with killers, I'm going to be a killer. If I surround myself with weaklings, I'm going to be more weak. I'm going to be more prone to being weak. If I surround myself with people who take action, I'm going to be an action taker. If I surround myself with people who don't take action, I'm going to be a lazy fuck, right? So it's your job to make that first decision of what you tolerate, what you don't tolerate. Because not everyone is going to be with you, and not everyone is going to have the same ambition in the level of things. Okay? What I realized is in my own area, at least where I was living at the time and the current network I had at that time, I was like, well, I don't know anyone who's doing the stuff that I want to do, who's in the world that I want to be in. So what did I do? I paid for proximity. When you pay for proximity, okay, it's only worth it if the proximity, okay, is going to level you up. All right, that's the name of the game. You've got to have proximity around the people that you want to be like, the people that inspire you, the people that want to make you the best version of yourself and that believe in you and that know that your goals are achievable and they've already done your goals, right? So make sure that when you're building your own dreams and you're building your business and you're trying to take action and get that motion started, it's like, bro, you got to get it started by clearing out all the weeds first and then plant the seeds in your life. And now on that fertile soil, that clean fertile soil with no weeds in it, with no shitty quality crops, now you're going to grow. Now you're going to grow and it's going to be long term. Now the trees are going to be growing massively long term. But you had to first pull out those weeds. You had to pull out the weeds in your life. So pull out those weeds in your life and watch your life transform. Okay? It might sting. It might sting to pull off that band aid. It might sting to rip out the bullet out of your arm. But do you want to let that infection rot into your skin? Or do you want the short term pain of ripping the bullet out of your arm and then now you can actually heal properly, right? So I want you to immediately right now vet your proximity, vet your immediate proximity, the immediate five in your life. Who are those five? And do you want to be more like them or do you want to be less like them? Do they have traits and do they have ambitions and do they have goals that help you and serve a role in what you want to accomplish? Okay, this is if you want to be the best. This is if you want to be at that top tier, at that top echelon, and break into the new world of what's really possible. If you're okay with just being mediocre, it doesn't matter. Be around scrubs, be around average Joes, but you're going to be the next average Joe more often than not. So there's different types of people. Some people are willing to make those tough decisions. Some people aren't. So what type of person are you going to be? Are you going to do what it takes to get the proximity that you deserve? Or are you just going to wait around and hope that life happens to you? A lot of people, I see them going through life and they are literally just letting life hit them. And they're just reacting to the punches. No, you have to be the one who's throwing the punches. You got to be the one who is throwing the punches. So, to finish up my story, when I cut out this person out of my life, okay, number one, I learned a lesson of loyalty in when I cut them off and I removed them from my proximity. They tried unlocking the back door of my apartment on their way out. I'm not sure the reasons, but I can safely assume they were probably pretty nefarious. Okay? But that's not important right now. What's important is the fact that when I cut this person out of my life and I rose my standard, my life unlocked. Literally within the next 3 months, I was able to 3x my in person income. Okay. And I was able to go from 5 to 10K per month to 15K, 20K, 30K per month. And at the time, it felt like I literally thought this was going to take 2 years to accomplish. And it literally happened faster than I could have ever thought. So I look back and then I was like, wait, if I never made these particular tough decisions, would I have had the space in my life to have been able to make that type of transformational growth? And it's not only represented financially, right? It's about the impact that you're having. It's about how you're able to serve your clients, how you're able to deliver things. I was able to go in and say, do you know what? If you can't do this to the quality that I want, I'm going to do that shit myself. And it might be more work, but it's irrelevant to me because it's got to get done. Okay? So the lesson there is I was willing to make those sacrifices, and I was willing to say, look, you were one of my best friends, but you're not aligned with my future and the goals that I have, and you're not taking the actions to back up your word, and you don't keep your word. So it would be irresponsible of me to surround myself with someone who's doing that shit when I believe that I'm above that and I've already surpassed that. So it's like, I thought you were on the level that I was on, but you're not. Maybe when it first started, we were at the same level. But then it's like, you get to a point where it's like, I changed. And they can say stuff. They can say stuff about how you changed. But guess what? I changed, so I changed. Look at my life. I changed, so I changed. You didn't change. That's why you're in the same spot. That's why you're doing the same things you were doing 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And that's why I'm not. So by removing the components that weren't propelling me towards my goals, even though I was hitting great goals at the time, realize you're limited with time, energy, and attention. So you got to make those tough decisions to realize, wait, this is actually limited. Time, energy, attention, it's limited. It's not infinite. So I need to allocate this to the best of my abilities and be really responsible with that. And then as a second order consequence of that and those decisions, I was able to hit record months, right? And take things to the next level and have more clarity on vision, right? In the path forward. So sometimes in life, you have to remove, you have to subtract to add. Sometimes you have to subtract to add. Okay. One video that I saw that was transformational was a video from Sam Ovens when he was talking about addition by subtraction. That was completely transformational for me. I was like, holy shit, like this is gold right here. And I've been applying that ever since. It's like, well, how can I eliminate things so that I can add better things in that space? And how I can see if I can either eliminate it, right? Or potentially automate it or delegate it, right? But the first thing you should look for is, could you eliminate it in totality? That will give you the room to now add more productive things on your plate. Okay. So that's kind of a lesson mixed with the story there. All right. And I hope that provides some insight for you. And the lesson overall is vet your proximity. Okay. And don't be afraid to make those tough decisions that you know you need to make to make sure that you have no regrets when everything's said and done, when you're 90 years old in a retirement home, okay, looking back on what you could have done, should have done. Because you have to realize you are going to have to live with it. You are going to have to live with it. I realized I'm going to have to live with my life. So why am I tolerating this bullshit? When I know the standard I have for myself, I can't tolerate less. I can't and I won't. So when you have that mentality of this is what's acceptable, this is what's not acceptable, and you have standards, okay, you're going to attract people who also have those standards. And it's really important. Last message is surround yourself with people who have that same vision, who have that clarity that you're seeking, who have been there and have done it, who've accomplished what you want to accomplish, who practice what they preach, who actually do the shit that they say. If you're listening to a fitness coach and they're fat as fuck, bro, they don't practice what they preach. They're probably a shitty fitness coach. All right? If you're learning how to get a girlfriend from somebody who's got an ugly girlfriend, it's like, bro, you're getting ripped off, bro. You're learning from someone who doesn't even practice what they preach. You're trying to sell me on how to get a hot girlfriend, and you don't even have a hot girlfriend. So what the fuck's going on here, right? So it's all about raising your standards. And I just want to be the one, if no one's given you permission so far to make those tough decisions, right now, this is your opportunity. I give you permission right now to make that tough decision and to elevate your standards today, right now, and to make that decision that you are worth it, your future's worth it, and your future kids right now would love you to take that action, to surround yourself with the best people that you can surround yourself with, so that you can become the person that can facilitate your future kids' dreams and their kids' dreams and their kids' dreams and their children's dreams. Okay? And with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this today. I had a blast talking with you. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.